All right. Episode 151, Morse Code Podcast. No Dan tonight, so shout out to him, but I'm back. We were on a brief hiatus. I got my buddy Cashfiend here, and Hurricane will be joining us shortly from the Splash Brothers, but I think tonight is mostly Cowboys, probably mixing some Patriots, and since they're not going to be in it long, some Bucks, but mostly Cowboys since you guys are both fans of America's team. So, but yeah, Hurricane will be joining us shortly. As always, tonight's episode is brought to you by Cold River Vodka. Check them out at Cold River Vodka and coldrivervodka.com. The Spirit of Maine. I can't think of a more refreshing drink to have, especially early to mid-January. There's nothing that fits better in my mind for a midwinter drink. So check them out. But yeah, let's get right into it. First question. How far are the Cowboys going to go?
So my nightmare is having to go to Lambeau and having 12 an anti-vaxxer destroy my life for what would feel like the 40th time. So since that's what would cause me the most pain, that's probably what's going to happen. So NFC Championship game, I think they get there. And then I think just that bad man is going to do the things again. And that's what I'm prepared for mentally. There's the 49ers terrify me because Debo is that guy. He is very much that deal, and it's terrifying. And the plan's got to be Debo's going to get his, please pray to God nobody else goes off. I'm confident that if the Cowboys get a couple early 3-and-outs, they force a couple early 3-and-outs, it could get ugly. But if the 49ers can run and they put all the linebackers in the torture chamber, then it's not going to be a good time. So I'm going to be upset earlier, but I don't think that would hurt as much as just the Groundhog's Day of going to Lambeau and being very upset.
I mean, first of all, that's going to be a hell of a uniform matchup. That I'm going to feel like I've been teleported back to 1995, especially if they were to both use their because the Niners have been using their like throwback uniforms a little bit this year, right?
Yeah, the Niners uniform is one of the strongest in sports. It's just very clean. The colors, the colors are great, especially I don't know what it is with the white stripes on their sleeves. I think it's always a good look. Red, white, and gold are dope colors, and they just but the Cowboys don't go to their what I consider the throwback is like the 90s, like the big blue star. It's like white and but like the blue sleeves with the stars on the side.
Mm.
They don't really go to those. The color rush jerseys are just like all white, which are a pretty clean look. But
Oh yeah.
I don't think those are going to come out in the playoffs. I think they're just going to go home whites, and see what happens. The Cowboys uniform is strong. It's not the best uniform out there, but it is, iconic based on its brand, and blue, white, and silver are also good, strong colors.
Big time. It's it's a lot of good jerseys left in the postseason, like classic jerseys between those two, the Steelers, the Packers.
The Bengals went sort of retro, and look at them prospering.
Oh, big time. That's why, yeah, that's why they are where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd aside, like that's small potatoes, but the uniform, that's where they came up.
Yeah, no, it's vibes. Vibes are very important. Yes, Jasper.
Outside of the Des Bryant catch game, how many times have you guys played the Packers in like in the postseason?
So there was that game. There was a game in the regular season where I think we were up like 35-14 or something and ended up losing. And I think that was a Matt Flynn game too. I don't even think it was Aaron Rodgers. It was very, very tough. And then there was Dak's rookie year in Dallas. Cowboys kicked a field goal to go up like 1 or 2 points. I think there was like a minute 12 left. Aaron Rodgers made he rolled out all the way to his left as he was like falling out of bounds, throws this like fucking rocket down the sideline. The ball spends half of the time like literally out of bounds, and Jared Cook, it was like 25 yards down the field. Jared Cook just catches the ball 2 feet in bounds. They kick a field goal.
It's one of the nastiest throws I've ever seen.
It's just always fucking something, right? It's just always something. And the Des Bryant catch game too, even if they ruled it a catch and a touchdown, which it should have been, because that ball never hit the ground. That ball literally never, ever hit the ground. It rolled over on his arm. It never hit the ground. Even if they called that
all right, sour grapes
correctly, yeah. But the thing is, I've come to accept it because even if they called it correctly, Aaron Rodgers would still get the ball back with about like minute 50 left, needing a touchdown to needing a field goal to tie, touchdown to win. So I firmly believe my heart would have been broken either way. Like it would have been awesome to celebrate what was one of the coolest looking catches, had it counted. But Aaron Rodgers would have won that game anyway. Like I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's that classic GIF or meme video where they're like, they left Aaron Rodgers too much time.
Yeah, that was the 2016 playoff game, the Dak's rookie year. And the thing is, the Cowboys had a chance. I think it was like third and like goal from like the 4. They had a chance to punch it in and they didn't get it, and they kicked the field goal. And I was like, well, you lose. Like you lose. Like you gotta score a touchdown and go for 2, make it a 7-point game, and then like really put the pressure on him. But nope. Jason Garrett, I would have gone for it. Like you've made it this far. You're not gonna prosper trying to let Aaron Rodgers just drive down for a field goal, end games when you have the chance to end games. I firmly that's one of my big football like beliefs. End a game when you have a chance to end the game. Don't kick field goals. Field goals lose you games especially in the red zone.
Yeah, against any like playoff worthy offense. Yeah, Can't do that.
Red zone field goals in my head are worse than turnovers because it's 4 points. It's 4 points. That's not that you haven't scored. You have to score touchdowns in the red zone.
Mm-hmm. Was the Des Bryant game? Was that the year? That must have been a divisional playoff game, right? Because I assume Green Bay went to then play the Seahawks, and then that was the year the Seahawks lost to the Pats.
Yeah, I know the Cowboys would have beat the Seahawks. We beat their ass in Seattle earlier that year. Like they just matched up so well with them. The offensive line neutralized everything that Seattle did. Like it would, like whatever. It's fine. When you're a Cowboys fan, your team hasn't been to the Super Bowl 8 times in the last like 20 years. So you have to cherish and think about the few times you were close to glory. Romo should have won MVP that year too. Aaron Rodgers stole a fucking MVP from Tony Romo. That's another reason I hate that motherfucker.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I have a question. I have a Tony Romo
Hmm.
question. Was he really that bad by the time that like they decided to go with Dak? Because did they start Dak his rookie year?
Dak started his rookie year because Romo broke his back in the preseason.
Okay.
And Kellen Moore was supposed to be the backup, but he broke his leg in the preseason in practice.
God
So that's the
damn.
only reason. So Dak was a third string quarterback battling with another undrafted kid named Jameel Showers, who sucked so bad at quarterback they moved him to safety. Um, and the only reason he got a chance was this chain of injuries, and you just cannot take out a guy that won. I think it was like uh he won 10 games in a row or 11 games in a row. You like Romo was still going to be able to lead the team, but you just like the locker room was just all about Dak. And I was upset about it at the time because I thought when Romo got healthy, I thought that for the past 10 years, like he deserved a chance to play with this team
Yeah.
because they drafted Zeke for Romo. It was like a if Romo wasn't on the team, if they weren't trying to extend Romo's career, I'm almost certain that they draft Jalen Ramsey.
He was that year.
Yep, Jalen Ramsey went fifth. Zeke went four.
In the time in between, going back a little earlier, from Aikman to Romo, all the quarterbacks in between. So I can remember Bledsoe. I can remember Quincy Carter. I can remember Vinny Testaverde. Who was the
Drew
worst?
Henson, Ryan Leaf, Anthony Wright, Clint Sterner. Clint Sterner fucking sucked.
What a name.
Uh, uh, hold on, there's so many more. There's so many more bad ones. Quincy Carter, I was so hyped for, because I was just like, I just didn't want any more white quarterbacks, you know.
Did he have some sort of beef with
And
Parcells or no?
no, I think I'm. I don't know what exactly happened, but he was doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing, and he just kept testing positive for things like
Oh,
internal
right.
team
Yeah.
things. It wasn't even the league. I think like the team
Yeah.
was like testing him, and Vinny Testaverde took over that year. They sucked. They sucked a lot. Uh, they went so Parcells' first year, they went 10, I think like 10-6 with Quincy Carter. They had the number one defense in the NFL. Um, and I was just like, oh, he's just going to get better. He's just going to keep getting better at quarterback. And then he was not on the team anymore.
I assume that they made the playoffs though, right?
Yeah, they lost in the wild card round to Carolina, I think.
Okay. Was Bledsoe wasn't completely washed by the time he was on the Cowboys, right? Like I thought he had a
Uh,
decent year, or am I wrong?
kind of. He was just like he was a fucking statue, man. Like he was just so
I
he just
hated
kept
him.
trying to he just kept trying to extend plays and like just wait for the last second to throw the ball and just like always be throwing the ball as he was getting hit and just making. I remember the throw that got him benched for Romo was they were at like the 2 yard line going in, first and goal. He I think they had like a run pass option going, and it was very clearly just like run the ball. And he decided to throw it, and Terry Glenn didn't realize he was going to throw it, and he throws this out route to the pylon straight to the defender. And I think Parcells was like, "What the fuck, dude? No more."
Dude, I
And then
hated him on
Romo
the
came in and
Patriots.
threw 3 picks.
he he was the worst because yeah, like you said, he was always trying to extend plays, but usually people who do that are mobile and can extend plays. And
No.
even like, I think it was the year before Brady started. Bledsoe started the season 6-2, and then they ended 2-6. So yeah, he was strictly an arm. He was an arm that was attached to a immobile body. Speaking of immobile bodies,
Oh, my boys. How do they
Hey,
fit?
there he is. There he is.
another hurricane.
Sorry for being late.
Oh, it's all good, man. How we doing?
No, you're right on time.
There we go. I wanted to take a shower before I hopped on, and then I was
You
like,
do
okay.
smell. You smell
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, podcasting is a visual medium. Shout out to Spencer Hall and them. So,
Right. How you guys doing? You guys look good. You guys look really, really good. I'm not just saying that. It's just something striking about y'all today. How do they fit?
I feel this is a very high quality garment. We were just talking about this. They're very soft, very comfortable. Yeah. I'm definitely going to hang dry these. No dryer for this bad boy.
Oh, that's a good call.
Always a good call. So like all my tech fleece and stuff, always hang dry it. It's like extends the life of, like, they just look like pretty brand new every single time. Dryers fuck shit up.
They really do. That's what Big Dryer doesn't want you to know.
Big Dryer doesn't want you to know that.
Yeah, dude. These came like within a week, I think. I feel like I ordered this. I mean, I know we both tweeted about it, but it couldn't have been much more than a week ago. And yeah, super comfortable, and they feel pretty warm. So
Good. Yeah, I went with them because you guys know Mr. Go 30.
Yep.
So like
don't.
he's a dude who's always like, pissed down my leg.
This time I'm like, not really an athlete.
That guy, he's on Twitter. I'll send you some stuff. He's hilarious. But
He's very funny.
yeah, I had got a piece of merch from him, and it was the same site, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good quality. I can like trust the quality. So yeah, glad you guys like it. What we talking about? He's talking about Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
we're talking about legacy Cowboys quarterbacks, some of the best.
You went with Drew Bledsoe? Okay.
No, I rattled off some names. So just a horror show of names. Drew Henson was the guy who started ahead of Tom Brady at Michigan.
Yep.
And then he went to go play baseball he got drafted by the Yankees to be a third baseman, couldn't hit a curveball, came back to the Cowboys and just fucking sucked. He was so goddamn bad.
What was he backing up Quincy Carter at one point, or was that later on? Because I feel like they were around the same. Okay, I feel like he was like after.
He was in training camp, I think, the year that Quincy Carter got kicked off the team. I could be wrong. It might have been the year after, but he fucking sucked. And the Cowboys had another Major League Baseball draftee, Chad Hutchinson. Who also goddamn fucking sucked. Yeah. Man, like, these guys were terrible.
Yeah, I was about to talk shit. Like, why are you guys talking about Drew Bledsoe? We're talking about, the best Cowboys quarterback. But there hasn't really been that many. Like, we got Staubach and then Aikman. Quincy was good for a year.
The franchise quarterbacks that the Cowboys have had, which is like the majority of their existence, have been all really goddamn good.
Yeah.
Like, even right after Staubach, like Danny White, like, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but he was pretty good. The 80s were bad. And then Troy Aikman for 12 years took like 4 or 5 years to find Romo, another 10 years, and then immediately seamless transition into Dak. Right. So that's like pretty great quarterback lineage and history. And I think Cowboys fans that, like, I've done a great job curating my timeline, so I don't see Cowboys fans who are like anti-Dak for some reason. But those guys are idiots. Like, you fell into another, like, a top 5 to 7 quarterback in the 4th round with your compensatory pick after trying to draft Brock Osweiler.
Hey,
Like,
just remember, we could have had
Brock
Johnny
Osweiler.
Manziel.
They were trying to draft Brock Osweiler, bro. Like, this shit was terrible.
Do you remember when they almost took Johnny Manziel, but we took that offensive lineman instead? It was close. I was shocked. I was shocked that Jerry didn't take
Jerry doesn't have the juice like that anymore on draft day. He just signs off on the decisions. He really lets the director of player personnel, Will McClay. He's one of the best in the game. Like, Steven's also there. He's also they do CEO shit, right? Like, they're not like all of the work and all the real decisions are made. Like, if there's like a tie, get to make a decision, right? But
yeah, they're not interviewing the applicants,
right?
No, they drafted Zach Martin, a Hall of Famer, with that pick. Like, I think it's fine. Like, I've learned to defer to them in drafting because I wasn't super thrilled about the Micah Parsons pick. I was pissed that the 2 corners, J.C. Horn and Pat Surtain Jr. went. I was furious about that. And then I was upset that we traded with the Eagles to allow them to draft Devontae Smith. But then we got that guy.
You did get that guy.
Allegedly a bad guy, but a phenomenal.
Is it cool to smoke on this podcast?
Yeah, I asked earlier.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. I was gonna say, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. So one quick point and then a question for Kane. And I'll ask Kane the same question that I asked you, Cash. The quick point first is obviously the allegations against Parsons are serious and not good, but in the grand scheme of like NFL, it could be worse.
Yeah,
I think
it's like a misdemeanor in
yeah.
Like,
I'm not defending it, but like compared to some of the other shit that's happened, it could be worse.
I know that he was definitely more guilty than he likes to admit. When I heard him, like, they asked him about it in preseason, and his only response was that, like, oh, I'm a father now, and like that's what I like focus on being a better dad every day. And I'm just like, damn it, this guy might have been a bad guy in college. Oh no.
Anytime someone uses that defense,
that's the first thing you go to. That's the Ben Roethlisberger defense. Like, I'm a man of faith. I got married. I have kids now. Like, just use the cross as a shield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did think he was. When I was watching Hard Knocks this summer, I thought like part of the reason that I wanted to cheer for the Cowboys because I thought he was pretty entertaining. Because I think, was it him that was playing chess against like the third stringer?
He was playing against Amari Cooper, who is like really good at chess.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay. But no, Parsons is an electric personality. Seems really fun to play with and be around. Everyone loves him. He fucking rules. Like, he fucking rules.
And he's actually like a legit defensive player, unlike Trayvon Diggs.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I saw that in the rundown. I was like, okay.
Right. No, we can. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
I don't think that, to be clear.
I think I have a very nuanced. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I know that there's no place for this in narrative and discussion. I think I have a fairly nuanced take about Trayvon Diggs, and it's that he's a good to pretty good, pure, just like cover guy, like stick on a guy, follow him around, don't get smoked. He's good. I mean, he's mostly good, sometimes pretty good. He is elite to like Hall of Fame level when the ball is in the air. Right. If he's near, like, that's a skill that, like, you talk about it a lot because it's rare. Cornerbacks don't get the ball like this. Like 11 picks is a lot.
Mhm.
I think he gave up maybe like 4 or 5 touchdowns, but he's responsible for taking the ball away. And I think I read that 7 of those 11 interceptions led directly to touchdowns.
Mhm.
And I think 2 of them ended a game, and another 2 led to field goals. So you can give up all the yards you want. The Cowboys have a really good red zone defense. They don't give up a ton of touchdowns. I think that's really good. I think the cornerback that intercepts the ball is good. And he was in the games he played last year, he was on a pace for about 8 or 9 picks for the season. It's not like he just randomly started catching the ball. Like, he was around the ball. He gets smoked sometimes because he's like hunting for picks.
It's like a shot blocker in basketball. Like, yeah, you're going to get posterized once in a while, but the grand scheme of things, you're preventing and changing, you know, how the offense plays. So, yeah, no, I was just controlling. This is second year, right?
Yeah.
Third? Okay.
He was a second round draft pick after the Cowboys picked CeeDee Lamb in the first round. I'm never going to like criticize the Cowboys drafting strategy because they just draft fucking dope players over and over. The whole team pretty much is like mostly homegrown, and they don't pay big money for free agents. Like, they're like bottom bargain barrel, Ross shop for less free agents, and they get great value. One of the biggest pieces on their defense this year is Jaron Kearse, who was stuck behind Harrison Smith in Minnesota, and now is just erasing tight ends, like great blitzer, good in run support, just like very much helps that team. And defense is good. And it's just all homegrown drafted players and bargain barrel free agents.
Do you guys think when someone's coming up in college, do college players look at the Cowboys the same way that an NBA player would want to be drafted, like ideally by the Lakers? Like, is that is it to that level, or is there a little bit less of that just because they haven't had at least the postseason success in the last, like, whatever, 20 years?
I would say it's less, just because I mean, everyone, you know, the star on the helmet, you know, the Cowboys. But you know, the kids who are getting drafted now are 19, 20. Like, they've never seen the Cowboys championship. They've seen the Cowboys be kind of good for a couple of years, but I don't think that it's the same. Whereas, like, with the Lakers, you know, you saw they won a championship a couple of years ago. You know, of course, in the 2000s, 2010s, they won a championship. So I feel like everyone knows that it's still, like, you know, if you know football at all, then you know the Cowboys. Like, you either hate the Cowboys, you love them, which I don't think it's the same with the NBA and the Lakers. But I think too, like, just to kind of go beyond that, if you're a star for the Cowboys, like, that's like being a star for the Knicks. I feel like, you know, or being a star for the Lakers. Like, you're the biggest thing, you know, that's going on. Like, when we win the Super Bowl, you know, it's gonna be a problem out here. It's gonna be a problem out here.
You guys got to be pretty loud about it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
I'm gonna be so emotional, like, because, like, the Cowboys to me have like this tie-in with my identity as like an American immigrant, as like an immigrant to America. It's one of the first things that I felt that I understood and liked that made me feel like not super much of an outsider was being a Cowboys fan.
For sure.
And just like 7-year-old me being like, we're going to win every year. This is sick. And then just never, ever touching that again. And if they win, I'm going to, like, it's going to be emotional. But I mean, I have Stockholm syndrome so bad. Like, I fear for the worst at all times.
I feel
it turned this year after that Washington game where they scored like 56 points. I was like, oh, they're going to be on a roll, and then immediately farted all over themselves against Arizona. I was like, all right, never. I should have learned my lesson 40 times before that. I think I learned my lesson for good. Like, you don't expect good things, and you can't be disappointed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sophie, like I feel like you have the perfect lineup here if you're gonna talk to Cowboys fans, because Cash Fiend is still, I mean, it's in his name. He's still a fiend. He's still addicted. He rides the high and lows. I've got off the narcotic. Now I'm just here to talk shit when we win and nothing when we lose. Like, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't really affect me either way. Like, I'll just be like, oh, we lost, and then keep it pushing. I've been where Fiend is and probably will be for a long time. But yeah, it's gonna be an issue. We better not win. That's all I got to say, because it's gonna be a problem.
I want it for you guys.
Ready now.
Yeah. There are. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, and there are those, like those diehard fans who get mad at people like Kane, and it's like, oh no, you have to be sad too. Why?
Yeah.
Why? No, you don't have, like, if you are capable of not being sad when the Cowboys like fart all over themselves, good. I envy you. I respect you and enjoy yourself. Have a long, healthy life with low blood pressure. You're an icon and an idol to all. I think a lot of it is jealousy, right? Like, they wish they could turn it off. Like, I wish I could turn. Like, I've tried. I keep trying, but
you're just stuck on 10.
I enjoy watching this. Like, when this team's clicking, it's a lot of fun. Like, it's if they can be clicking and pour on a lot of early points against San Francisco, I think they can run away with it. Because
I'm not worried about San Francisco at all.
I want it for you guys, because take it from me, winning a Super Bowl, it's a good feeling. It's a great feel. I never got sick of it. I'll say that much.
Go to hell. Go straight to hell.
Have either of you guys been to either the old or current Cowboy Stadium?
No. I want to go to the new. I mean, I definitely want to go, but no, not yet. I've been to one Cowboys game, actually.
I've been to a couple Cowboys games in New England at Gillette.
Okay.
But I want to go to the Cowboys Stadium, but I'm not going to Texas. I'm not going to Texas for a minute, bro. Like, what? When I'm about to cover myself in honey and jump into a hornet's nest? Like, what? Why would I do that?
I will say I had the fortune of going to one, and obviously I'm not a Cowboys fan, but a couple years ago, company that I worked for sent me out to training in like DFW, Dallas Fort Worth area, and so they happened to be playing on a Thursday night, and I was like, fuck it, I would like to see the stadium. So I went, and it was incredible. Like, the game was whatever. They were playing Washington, I think. And it was only like probably $120 to get a decent seat. But like, me and my friend were able to move down, and I was just in awe of the Jumbotron, because I'm sure you guys know, and anyone who's listening,
every seat's a good seat.
Know. Yeah, because like nothing felt far away, and then if you were like, I don't really feel like watching the game on the field, you could just tilt your head like 17 degrees, and it's the world's biggest TV screen. Dude, it was fucking incredible. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it to you. Oh, what happened to what's his name?
Threw him on the bed. Rue. He wants to play, but we're not playing right now.
No, we're podcasting.
Yeah. Serious business.
So Kane, I asked Cash before you got on, but how far do you think the Cowboys are going to make it? How do you see the postseason going?
Super Bowl, okay. Baby. Super Bowl or bust. I mean, like I said, I'm the wrong person to ask, just because I feel like we're gonna win every game, And but I mean, we'll see. I do feel like it's especially tough now because of COVID, everyone getting sick, and I mean, I would agree that the quality of the game has went down the last couple of weeks. So we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, yeah, don't ask me for nuanced, balanced takes on the Cowboys.
It does seem like guys are getting healthier. And
yeah.
by that, I mean, probably just the fact that the protocol is now 5 days and the NFL will do whatever it takes to like make sure that guys mysteriously don't show up on the list. So
yeah,
it is.
If you're vaccine boosted, you don't have to test unless you have symptoms, which is preposterous. We don't. I can't control that. I hope none of these idiots get COVID before the playoffs. Amari Cooper's out in Alabama. Like, he's watching the national championship game. Like, this motherfucker, bro. Like,
it's nasty. It's nasty time, man.
just nasty business.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to get tested for 90 days because he just had COVID. So he's just like, fuck it.
I feel like that's the trick. If you're an NFL player, just fucking go get it. And then you're good for 3 months.
Yeah, get it on your bye week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a question here. Most improved player, Dak or Joe Burrow?
Improved or
I can never remember if there's two separate awards. Like
comeback player?
Comeback.
Yeah, I guess either one.
Well,
I don't think Dak is a candidate for most improved player because he's like kind of been balling for a while. I think it's comeback. I think they're up against each other for comeback player. And I think it's Dak just because his legs snapped in half. You know, like I don't mean to say this. We're like ACLs get popped every day. Like it's people come back from that pretty easily. Like he's been balling. Like he's good. But I think having your leg snapped in half is more of a comeback, right? Like it's comeback player of the year. And I think they're they've played like pretty comparable to each other. And I think it's severity of injury is an important factor here.
Okay, counterpoint. Burrow plays on the Bengals. Is that
We're talking about their uniforms and how their vibes might be changed because their uniforms are tight now.
Okay.
It's got to be. It's obviously going to be one of those two. Dan and I have talked about this before. I like Tony Romo as a commentator. I do think one of the all-time funny moments was when he thought that Dak had just like, I don't know, hyperextended his foot or like turned his ankle a little bit when it was clear right before they cut to commercial break that it was like two pieces going in two completely opposite directions.
Yep. Like Joe Buck. Oh, you know, it is cold and where they playing in Los Angeles? I'm shivering myself. I'm in the booth. Like, come on.
Dude, and I as far as like national commentators go, I like Joe Buck in terms of like in terms of the manner in which he calls a game and entertainment value, but that was bad.
Yeah.
The guy was he was like seizing, right?
Yeah.
You guys remember that
seizing
one
from a traumatic brain injury? He's like, oh, it might be cold.
Yeah, he just where's his mittens? Put his mittens on.
He must have forgot his hand warmers.
Where's his booty? Put some booties on that young man.
You guys remember that one? I think it was Tom Savage, like 4 or 5 years ago, where they zoomed in on him seizing. One of the all-time traumatic shots I've ever seen in any sort of football, basketball game, whatever. Like they zoomed in on him and the guy was just, he's pretty much convulsing. I think it was Tom Savage. It's the
yikes.
Maybe it's Osweiler.
That's crazy.
But Anywho,
some mid-ass Houston Texans quarterback.
Yeah.
He wasn't great. This
But what
is
about
not,
you? How do you, because Mr. Patriots fan, if you don't mind me asking a question, where do you feel like you guys are going? And let me say real quick before you say anything, like I'm sort of surprised that I haven't heard more people say good things about Mac Jones, just because in the last game that they played against us, I was impressed by what he was doing. Like, I mean, of course we were playing stupid, like it's kind of calm, but I was like, hey, he's making throws, he's playing smart. But yeah, how do you feel about where the Patriots are going?
I don't consider them a Super Bowl contender. I'm glad they made the playoffs. I would say I'd be really happy if they win one game in the postseason. Like that would be enough. Like, yeah, the Bills and Josh Allen are legit. They don't have a great running game, which is our biggest problem on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And Belichick seeing a division rival in the playoffs, I feel like could be a good thing, as opposed to, Burrow had never come up against Belichick or played against the Patriots. So that may have been a good matchup, but that offense is so fucking dynamic that I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like Chase and Boyd and Higgins and Mixon would have been enough to counteract that. But it's weird because I think Mac has been good. And I'm not one of those idiot Patriot fans who tries to compare him to fucking Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But there's times where I feel like the Patriots handcuff him. And then there's times where in the beginning of the season, I felt like he's playing like a rookie. And then they had the 7-game win streak. And I felt like he was doing a good job managing the game, not causing or not committing turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And then now in the last 3 or 4 weeks, like they lost 3 of their last 4 games, and it's not just him, but sometimes he holds on to the ball too long, which annoys me. He makes like mental errors that piss me off more than like the physical shit. Like missing someone on a throw is fine, but like yesterday, I think it was 4th and inches. I don't know if you guys happen to watch the Patriots game, but it was 4th and inches, and it looked like the Patriots were going to go for it because I want to say that they were down 7 or 10, and instead Mac caused a penalty because he flinched and looked like the Pats were going to go for it because at the time the Bills and the Jets were still in a 1-score game, so technically we still had like the AFC East up for grabs. But yeah, he gets sacked a little too much for me, and then when he does miss guys, it's a pick or it's a near pick or it's like a tipped ball, and it's like I feel like he's flying too close to the sun in a lot of ways. But I mean, I'm not going to argue against 10-7 and him coming in and picking up the system pretty well right away. I do think the Pats they don't necessarily need like a game breaking wide receiver, but they definitely need some sort of a safety valve the way that Brady had Edelman, like someone who just run a slant route and catch like 7 yards anytime that you need it. Because I feel like that was the most valuable thing that Brady had. He never, like, he had Moss those few years, but aside from that, he didn't have like deep guys over the top. They're able to move the chains. And right now, Mac Jones doesn't have that. Like all of his receivers are essentially his third option, with the exception of Hunter Henry, who's good in the red zone, but he's not a move the chains kind of guy. So yeah, I hope the Pats can win one game and then I'd be happy. But yeah, I don't know about how I feel about them going into Buffalo for a second time this season and third time overall.
Okay. How was y'all's running game? I can't name your running back.
It's pretty really good, actually. Yeah, it's very good. It's Damian Harris, this is his 3rd year, I think, from Alabama, but it's basically a platoon between him and Ramondre Stevenson. They're legit. And then Brandon Bolden, who's been in the league for fucking 10 years and has been like mediocre to subpar for his entire career. he is now all of a sudden a great third running back. And he's only been on the team because of his fucking special teams. And like, I don't know. I think he's just one of those guys who's, I wouldn't call like a yes man to Belichick, but just one of those guys who completely buys into the system. So no matter what he does, like he's always going to be here. But yeah, it's a good running game. And that's why like that's been predominantly their offense, those guys plus Hunter Henry. So we'll see. You guys play Saturday, Sunday?
Sunday at 4:30 Eastern.
I'm looking forward to it. We
We got
saying,
Romo.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah. How do you guys feel about him as a commentator? You like him?
Love
like
him. Yeah, he can do no wrong in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like my commentators to sound fun or sound like they're having fun, and he definitely fits that bill. And so, yeah.
Who do you guys like most for like the actual not the analyst like him, but the play-by-play guy for like national guys?
Kevin Harlan.
Oh yeah, Kevin Harlan's the best.
He's the best.
Yeah, I don't mind Joe Buck though.
I don't mind Joe Buck at all either.
I feel like him and Aikman get a lot of flack, and I'm like, I don't know.
Aikman's funny. Aikman always cracks me up.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything specific, but I always like I just remember always laughing whenever Aikman, because he always says like something a little like, you know. But yeah.
Dude, him being memed as the white Jay-Z.
White Jay-Z.
Right, yeah.
Is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
You can't unsee it.
Yeah. They need to do something. Maybe do a double album together.
They gotta have him posing in the booth, like
yeah. Straight out. Hey yo, but shout out you probably already did it on the episode, but RIP John Madden. When he passed away, made me think about him and Pat Summerall. Pat Summerall was like my favorite of all time, just that voice. And but yeah. Lived a long, good life. But yeah.
By all accounts, like just a stand-up guy, very well liked, peers, colleagues, you name it. Are you guys were you guys big on the video game growing up? Because I honestly wasn't.
Oh yeah.
It was the only I suck at every other kind of video game. I was only ever good at like Madden. And the game used to be really fun and good. And now it is not that.
What's the last one you played, Fiend?
18, Madden 18.
Okay, yeah. I think
19?
I was.
I don't know.
I was
Maybe
huge.
19?
I was huge into Madden. I think I stopped playing around like 2010. I can't remember. It was like a couple years after the whole. They had a mode where it's almost like My Player for 2K. I can't remember what it was called for Madden, but it was like a couple years after that I stopped. But yeah, I was every year, I was saving my nickels and pennies. We talked about it on another episode, so we just the hustle that true. I used to the hustle I used to do on EB games just to be able to get the new game. But yeah.
Where do we feel like the game peaked? Do you guys have like a favorite year?
Look, I have to go back to, was it 04? Vic's rookie year, just because it was like the game changed at that point. Like I was like, oh, okay, well, no matter what, I'm gonna make sure I have a mobile quarterback, because he was just a monster in that game. But yeah, that was it for me.
I think football simulation games like peaked with NFL like 2K5 or something, with the one with Randy Moss on the front. That was the best football game I've ever played, and like the graphics and stuff still hold up today.
Yeah,
like I hate Madden for taking the game exclusive to having the exclusive license. Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like 2K5. So I had that game too, and I feel like that was the first one where it had the kind of my player aspect to it, where
Yeah.
there was like a lobby where you could earn rewards and points and shit like that. And obviously, I've been way out of video games for a while now, so I know that's just the tip of the iceberg. But when that first came out, that was legit.
I remember, I think it was either 05 or 06. Like, I had went to Atlanta with my parents, and they were hanging with my aunt and uncle during the day, so it was just me in the house by myself. And I just remember like all day because it was the first time I played with that mode, and so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna be it felt like it was I probably took it a little bit too seriously. I probably had probably had like an armband on or something like that. But it felt like you were actually in the game, especially
playing with receiver gloves on.
Yeah, exactly.
Eye black.
In.
After every bad throw, just ripping the whatever off the helmet.
Nah, but I used to be like a psycho with those, because I would like every play. It was just like, so like you see now, I mean, they wait till they get to the sideline. You see the quarterback, he has like he has an iPad now and he's looking at the last drive. I used to do that like after every play. I would like stop and go to instant replay. Like, okay, who was open? Okay, so.
Damn, I didn't make it through all my progressions.
Which one do I got to slide protection and give me that extra second, man? Like,
why did I throw that off my back foot? What's wrong with me? Get in the game, son.
Dude, you guys remember there's obviously memes about it, but how fucking nasty those video games were at Walmart or Kmart, where like when you would go to demo something, first of all, like they always had the game like 10 feet above your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, those nasty ass controllers that were just like the controller probably originally was white, but by the time that you got to it, it looked like someone had just been holding like a lit cigarette next to it for like 5 years straight or something. But those are the days. I don't even know if those still exist in a store anymore.
No,
no, I don't think you can demo games like that anymore.
No. Man,
yeah,
we grew up in the better times.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the
Kane,
yep.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we were in the sweet spot. Like, we had seat belts, and they knew about secondhand smoke, so you weren't getting smoke blown in your face. But at the same time, and then internet was coming, but it's like people were still outside, and yeah, I feel bad for kids these days.
Yeah, kids these days are never gonna know what it's like to grow up. Go to a restaurant where you used to be able to smoke inside.
Right. Yeah.
I still can't believe
can't sit on the other side.
Yeah. Kane, how bad do you think?
It's a wild thing to do. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's just a wild thing to do. Just like ripping butts as you're eating like diner quality like cheeseburger. Like it's just like that's enjoyable. Like like I used to smoke cigarettes. I never wanted to like be smoking while I was eating.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's craziness. You got a milkshake and a Marlboro, Marlboro Red. Like what?
Yeah, you have the cigarette on one side and you pour the milkshake and mix it together. Yeah.
Yeah, you're cutting up your fillet and then lighting up an American Spirit with your other hand.
Yeah, your 6 ounce grade D Friendly's fillet.
And the funny thing is, like, they never had a wall separating, at least the restaurants that I remember. There was no wall separating smoking from non-smoking.
Yeah.
Quit. Hold on. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, bro. Oh, dude, I know that Kane took a brief break here to handle the pooch, but are you? I'm trying to remember how I was introduced to Tall Black Guy. Were you're friends with him
Yeah,
on
that's
Twitter,
my
right?
guy. Yeah, no, I'm also friends with him in real life.
Okay, that was gonna
That's
be
my
my
guy.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
Because now I see him like interacting with a
I
bunch of
met
people that
him
I
through
follow after.
Twitter. Yeah, I met him through Twitter because we like followed a lot of the same people, and like he's put me on a lot of people. I put him on a lot of people. I think like yeah,
Okay,
he lives in Hawaii. He's the coolest dude. Like yeah,
he's a funny ass dude. He's
he's
a good
funny as
follow.
hell. Yeah, 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 for sure.
Because like I remember I don't know, I started following him and we started following each other at some point last year. And then recently I saw he was interacting with Korean Jonah Hill,
Yeah, yeah.
one of the horniest men on earth.
The horniest man alive. Like that entire like they just like him and a couple other people, they just flood my timeline with just the horniest goddamn tweet. Like what like they're just at work thinking about this shit. Like it's just absolute demon behavior.
Demon
Like,
hours at all
yeah,
hours.
it's like you're filing TPS reports and you're just thinking about all this wild explicit nonsense. Like,
Dude, every time I wake up or yeah, I just like take a break from work and check Twitter. It'd be like 2:30 in the afternoon and Korean Jonah Hill is like, so prime Carmen Electra versus I don't know, Nev Campbell or some shit like that. Like, dude, are you at work right now?
Carmen Electra.
yeah, yeah. The answer is Carmen Electra, and that's the thing is like these questions are just like so like he's there is a horny, but like I'll answer it. Like
Yeah, I'm not above it. I'm just saying you're very horny.
No, yeah, like hey, but still, sir.
Is he a Boston? Is he a New Englander or no? Oh no, he's a Dallas guy.
Yeah, he's a Dallas guy. He's a Cowboys fan, Mavs fan.
Did you know him before or after Senpai Tall Black Guy?
I forget how I think my buddy who's a Saints fan sent me a tweet about his from him like a year or two ago, and I just like followed him.
Gotcha. I was just curious because it is funny how like eventually everyone's paths cross on the internet from these circles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kane, how bad do you think Big Ben is going to look against the Chiefs?
However bad he looks, it's not bad enough. I did love how the whole. Sorry about that. How the whole this dog is wilding over here. He just wants. I think he's hungry. He'll be fine.
He heard about Big Ben.
Yeah. Said, wait a minute. Nah, but
I got a take.
Big Ben, prayers down. Prayers all the way down.
Yeah.
Prayers all the way down for Big Ben.
I just loved how the timeline united and was like, let's get a tie. We want a tie. Please give us a tie tomorrow or today.
I can't think of anything on Twitter that everybody agreed on more. Like you just universal like MAGA Twitter, like QAnon Twitter, like super leftist Twitter. Everybody wanted that tie, and the fucking Chargers couldn't do it for us. They had it. It's just like you tie now, you go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
idiots.
The Justin Herbert gif is precious. I've never wanted a tie so bad in my life.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. He's fun to watch.
Yeah. Chargers got one.
I think dude, that picture that's been circulating for a little while now of Ben every time he fucking throws a touchdown and he looks up to the sky and the meme is like Yo, who could he possibly be praying to?
Yeah, what are you looking up for, bro?
You
ain't-
go,
Who you
go
talking
to
to?
hell,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, if there is a heaven, you ain't going, son. Yeah. Like I said, like but see, that's why, because like just to bring it back, I used to be Fiend. I understand where he's coming from. I understand the pain that he goes through every so often with the Cowboys, but it was because of how nasty the NFL is that it allowed me to get off the narcotic. That and not having cable for a couple years. So I was missing games anyways. But yeah,
that's not an excuse anymore. That shit is online.
Yeah, now I don't pay, allegedly. But yeah,
hypothetically, you could watch every NFL game without paying a cent except for your internet connection to your internet service provider.
Right.
Hypothetically.
Okay.
I've read about these things.
Yeah.
Who do you guys not necessarily matchup wise, but maybe entertainment value? Who would you guys most want to see in the Super Bowl from the AFC against you guys?
That's a good question.
I would love to play the Patriots again. I think we would absolutely fucking smoke them.
You're probably right.
So,
yeah.
Just because your defense features Jalen Mills, and it's just so funny that he like gets to play a lot of snaps because that guy is so terrible at football. He's not good.
He's not great. I feel like anytime that because I feel like our pass defense is pretty good, but anytime that they do get burned, it's him.
Yeah.
And he came
from the
Eagles, right?
Yeah. So I knew like a couple of my friends in one of my group chats, some of them are Pats fans that were talking about like, oh, I think it's like a sneaky good signing. And I'm just like, let me tell you something. I've seen him twice a year for the last like 5 years. Stinks so bad. Jalen Mills. He just when the Cowboys won on that game winner, I don't know what Jalen Mills is doing. He's standing 20 yards off and just got run by like to the it just looked like he was running in mud and then didn't sprint until CeeDee Lamb started celebrating. Like the fastest Jalen Mills ran during that play was to like get a cheap shot after
out of bounds.
CD scored. Yeah.
It looked like CeeDee Lamb was just like getting some cardio in by the time that Jalen Mills caught up to him.
Yeah. But that's how CeeDee Lamb looks when he's running. It's just he's running really fast, but it's just it's so smooth. It's like, why isn't anyone near him?
That game pissed me off.
Football player.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe Trayvon Diggs bit on that out and up by Kendrick Bourne. Like that. No. Like that was one of the times I was like, bro, it just play off. Like, why are you jumping this? There's no reason to jump this. Like, man, like it wasn't a great throw. Like, if you didn't jump it and just ran with them, you probably get another pick. Like,
yeah.
I would like to see you guys. Let's see. I don't want the Chiefs in there. I think you guys against the Bengals are pretty entertaining. Just because the Bengals are fun too.
Game. Yeah. I would like to see the Chiefs again. I think that the Cowboys would match up pretty well with them.
They played them in the first month of the season, right?
Like midway through the season. Dak was just coming off his calf injury. He wasn't all the way back. Like he's all the way back now. But I think Dak's like the healthiest he's been in a long time right now. Like he wasn't healthy to start the season. Then he hurt his calf. And then like it took him a while. I think he's healthy now. He just like they just got to protect him. If they protect him, the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl. Like that's. But if they can't protect him, that's like Joey Bosa terrifies me. because they're not gonna rush him against Tyron Smith over and over because that would be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna park him over by Lyle Collins and be like, go get 2 or 3 sacks, and if they can't protect him, then it's trouble. But if they can protect him, I think the Cowboys win by like 20.
Right. Might do it anyways. Garoppolo might throw us a couple balls. He probably will.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a noodle arm. I think Garoppolo is the floor for Mac Jones, right? I think that's the floor. Like, if nothing else goes right, he can at least be Jimmy Garoppolo.
God,
I feel like
if he doesn't improve at all and he doesn't like work on his strength and being able to make some like better, like more urgent throws, because the ball takes some time to get to where it's going for him. That's why he has to be so anticipatory. Like, but you can work on stuff like that, and you just take some steroids, like, you know,
TB12.
Talk to TB12. Talk to AG. You might.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Must be some new acronym I've never heard of.
No. 44-year-olds throwing faster and harder than they've ever thrown in their entire life. Yeah, it's just
and looking better too.
Yeah, no. I mean, the looking better was just the surgeon's knife, man. They cut my boy up.
I don't know. I think that TB12 might be some like super soldier serum. You know,
it's just like HGH masked in this like grift of a like nutraceuticals company.
He's got some good recipes for avocado cookies in there. So
drink some water, eat relatively healthy, stretch and exercise. So a fucking like groundbreaking program. Thanks, man.
He emphasizes stretching more than you just did. So let's not. No, he actually does, which is like, yeah, thanks, dude.
No, it's important.
We get it.
Like, stretching is important. People have known this for 10,000 years, bro. Like, stretching is part of like different people's religions. Like, you know, like, this is just fucking appropriation and like Christopher Columbus shit, man. Like, I don't respect it. I don't respect him.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
I get it.
Give us the Bucks in the Super Bowl. No, I do think the Chiefs and the Cowboys will be the most fun game.
Yeah,
with those offenses. So that's what I want.
I think Soapy's right. I think the Cowboys and the Bengals will be the most fun game, because that's just like we're staring at 45-42.
Yeah, I think Burrow is like clearly not a hot take, but he's the next dude. Like,
next up,
that team is fun to watch.
Yeah. He's young too.
Yeah.
Turns out Jamar Chase can catch,
even with a different football.
Yeah, he can see it just fine.
What was it that he didn't like? He didn't like that the NFL football didn't have the whites on the noses of the football.
It does help. I've noticed that when in like my flag leagues, that having a stripe, especially if when you're staring up at lights, like the stripe helps you pick it up faster when it comes out of the light. But I mean, it's like a thing that at a professional level, that shit doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. He was just in his head about it and got over it and set the NFL rookie record for yards.
Yeah, that'd be like Steph Curry complaining about playing with like a I don't know, a plastic fucking backboard instead of a glass one.
Yeah. Do you think that not to switch too much over to hoops talk, do you think the new ball has anything to do with how shitty Steph Curry's been playing the last like 15 games?
Did they change the ball recently?
Yeah, they went to starting this year, they went to the Wilson Evolution. The superior ball, as it's always been, but glad now that the NBA is seeing the truth.
It's certainly possible. It's either that, or I'm sure you guys have seen this other story that's been floating around about Aisha Curry and him having some sort of open agreement. Yeah. and now that's starting to hurt his feelings or something. Korean Jonah Hill would know about this, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird because yeah, he's. I think the craziest part about him is, if I remember correctly, he's never shot in his career below 40% from three for a season.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most absurd stats when you consider how many threes he takes. But yeah, I think he's around like 38 from the three, 42 overall. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I feel like I don't know if you guys.
He's going to regress to the mean so hard at some point. He's going to shoot like 60% for like 30 games on 11 attempts, and we're just going to be like, oh shit.
Dude, I feel like just the return of Clay. He was clearly pumped to have him back last night, and he started the game like 4 for 4. Yeah. That was fun to watch. Actually, while we're on it, how do we feel about? We'll turn off the Cowboys versus Pats for a second and turn this into Celtics Lakers.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about the Lakers? Mr. Hurricane.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I was a Lakers fan.
Oh man, are you a Yankees fan too? Do you have you should put that on your Twitter.
I'm not even yeah.
Cowboys, Lakers, Yankees. Dude.
I'm not even really a Lakers fan. I was a Kobe fan. So if I have to pick a team, but I'm a Ball brother fan. So whenever LaMelo and Lonzo are doing well, LiAngelo, don't sleep on him, he's coming. But yeah, I mean the Lakers, it's been funny to watch. I mean, it's weird because like I love Russ, but he's just so clearly like, it's like his time is running out. Kind of reminds me of Dwayne Wade the last couple of years when he was in, even though Dwayne wasn't, I don't think he wasn't even on the floor that much to play this poorly. But
Russ looks like he straight up forgot how to play basketball.
Yeah.
I don't think he looks just as athletic as ever. He looks like he forgot how to play. Like the Monstars stole his talent. He's shooting 18 footers off the top of the shot clock.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's a tough part.
I like Russ too.
Yeah,
I like Russ a lot.
I love Russ. He's a crazy motherfucker, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what I see when I usually don't really start paying attention to basketball until after the All-Star game. But I do know that, we haven't been playing well. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just it's one of those things. Like
I think the problem with Russ is that when he's playing poorly, those clips are so
egregious. Yeah.
Dude,
flagrant.
When he plays poorly, he's just like a loop of Shaq and a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, shooting it off the top of the backboard. He goes and drives in and barely gets touched, but loses the ball into the fifth row.
I think what sucks too with him is the effort is always there. He's always trying hard, his hardest as he could possibly try, but it just makes it look so much worse when he's not playing well.
And he hasn't played well all season. It's been almost 40 games of really hapless basketball.
There's a pretty good meme going around last night where it was him and LeBron sitting on the bench. LeBron was holding a piece of paper and Russ was over and it was like Russ hoping that LeBron doesn't see his stats for the night.
Yeah. Don't flip the page. Don't
it cuts off before W, so it's weird how they printed that out.
Apparently Bama is getting in that S.
What's the score?
National championship game? Oh no, it has just started.
Oh, okay.
Someone said, one of my group chats said, I'm stunned to see that Stetson Bennett isn't floating. And that's interesting.
I completely forgot about that game. Although I did see that Tyler is sitting or he posted a picture where he was standing in the end zone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's going to get COVID from Amari Cooper. Get out of there. You gotta scram, buddy. Like that's
Oh, this is what I meant to bring up. How about what's the deal with Zeke? Is he just on a pitch count and that's why he's not playing the same, or has he been surpassed by Tony Pollard for real?
I mean, he's got to be hurt, right? Like Zeke's not.
he was hurt for most of the season, and I think he's all getting healthy because he's looked a lot faster and stronger the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
And they have put him on, like, that's the best thing about Tony Pollard is he's awesome. I think he's probably a better runner right now, pure runner than Zeke, but Zeke just does so much in the pass game with pass protection and how hard he runs. He just like changes the temperature of games by just like beating the shit out of people as he's running.
Mhm.
I think it's a good rotation they have. Like Tony Pollard should touch the ball 10 to 15 times a game.
Mhm.
But it's looking good. And Tyron Smith got the week off, getting his ankle healthy. As long as nobody gets COVID health-wise, you're as good as you can hope for. Like Michael Gallup's out, but Michael Gallup was always a luxury in this offense because he's just a step up above Cedric Wilson, who's fine. He's pretty good. And if CD's gotten over his drops issue, which he was fucking up a lot this year.
I was gonna say real quick, shout out Jaquan Hardy, because like I said, I did watch Hard Knocks this year, and so
I was so hyped for him.
Yeah, he had a nice run at the end of the game. Good for him.
Was he like a fringe guy who could have gotten cut in the offseason or something?
Yeah,
He's their fourth string
Yeah,
running back. Yeah,
special teams demon. There was a game, like an episode where he was wearing contacts and one of his contacts popped out, but he kept playing and they threw the ball to him and he dropped it. And they were just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are you out there? And he was like, I didn't want to come out, coach. Just like, you can't see. You're blind as fuck. Like,
Can you imagine playing NFL football with one eye closed? Like,
because that's how it is with your contacts on. You can't have, if you have one contact out, you can't have both eyes open. You'll throw up. Like, especially because I have pretty bad vision. If his vision is as bad as mine, like, you'll throw up. You'll get motion sickness. So he wore rec specs. I think now he's got like better fitting contacts or wears a visor or something. Like,
dude, rec specs got to make like a full comeback because now that I've seen him slowly on like a couple players, it's a solid look.
It's tight.
Like between obviously more so basketball, but yeah, rec specs are a good look. I don't know why I just thought of this. R.I.P. to Bob Saget. I thought of this because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was on an episode of Full House once.
Great tie-in. You're a pro. Absolute pro.
Oh, this is the real meat and potatoes of this show. Hurricane responded to my poll yesterday, and I haven't gotten Cash's opinion. So, and I can't believe Kane's opinion. So I put out, if you have these 4 items, you're in elementary school, you got these 4 items for lunch. You got to eliminate one of them. Which one do you choose? And it's Lunchables, Doritos and or potato chips, whatever you want, Dunkaroos, Gushers.
Dunkaroos.
That's the one that you eliminate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a luxury. I can live without Dunkaroos.
Yeah. If it's
I can't live without any of the other ones.
Of the remaining of the remaining 3 that you kept, which is your favorite?
Out of Doritos, Gushers, and Lunchables?
Yeah.
My favorite, because I think I don't have them as much as I could now that I have adult money, is Gushers.
Nah, yes.
My guy.
I'm in the wrong spot.
No, Gushers are incredible. As I've grown up, my replacement for Gushers are pomegranate seeds. They're like nature's Gushers,
Ooh.
in my opinion. And but I'm going to Costco this weekend and I'm getting Gushers. I'm getting the fuck out of some Gushers, bro.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
If the Cowboys lose, we know it's because Fiend was eating Gushers. On
Only
Sunday.
good things happen other than like adult onset diabetes. Only good things happen when you eat a fuckload of Gushers.
I always hated Gushers.
Why?
That's crazy.
You know, if I'm going to have something explode in my mouth, at least let it be something that tastes good. And I never liked the way Gushers taste. Like, hey, I'll just eat some Skittles or any other
They
candy.
taste great. What do you? It's just high fructose corn syrup and food dye with like a gelatin out. Like it's delicious.
I don't know.
It's all great ingredients for like tooth decay. Which
it's like
means it's good.
It's like a fruit roll up with a filling.
Yeah, but I like fruit. I think, you know, like I'll never be the one.
You like fruit roll-ups, but you don't like Gushers.
But I don't eat.
The math doesn't math.
I don't eat either one. This whole thing, I haven't had Gushers in over 20 years because as a kid, I didn't like the taste. So I never went back to it. I haven't had fruit roll-ups in about the same time, but it was a more enjoyable experience for sure as a child. So
fruit roll-ups or fruit by the foot?
Oh, fruit by the foot.
Fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, fruit by the foot always tasted like the watered down fruit roll up. Like as if someone poured water on a fruit roll up. That's what a fruit by the foot tastes like.
That's the other thing too.
Disagree.
Gushers are like super sweet. I think that's probably my issue too, because I didn't really like fruit roll-ups like that because it was way too sweet, even as a kid. Like I like sweet stuff, but you know, you can go OD with it.
Condescending ass snacker over here.
Yeah. You asked a question, I answer.
All right. Well, how do you rank those 4 items in general?
It was Lunchables, Dunkaroos, and chips.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. So I have to go back to my kid brain for this. Probably it's probably Lunchables 1, then chips. I still eat chips, so chips probably 2, and then 3 is Dunkaroos. I remember I'm surprised that I don't have diabetes because even as a kid, I used to trade like my actual sandwiches, you know, that you know have lettuce and you know everything that you need, you know, meat, protein. I would trade my actual food for snacks at lunchtime. Like there used to be a kid that he'd have Dunkaroos every day, and I would give him my sandwich for the Dunkaroos. And yeah, I wasn't eating well. I probably should be like 6'3" right now, but I didn't eat properly.
Hey, it's never too late.
I should be Micah Parsons. Got down to this point.
So one of the great things about being a South Asian stereotype and having a family that owns a convenience store / deli is my lunch game was incredible. I had like deli sandwiches, any of the chips that I would want. And it was like Debbie. The consequence of being whatever you name it. My favorite was the Ferrero Rochers. Just like inhale those balls? Joints. Yeah. The chocolate with like the almond on the outside and the hazelnut on the inside and like little wafer center is just I was going crazy.
A1
styling on them.
Mm-hmm.
Elementary school.
You know what was funny about like the whole trading food with your classmates and friends is that I feel like anytime I'd have something good and my friends would look over and be like, damn, I've never had that flavor of chips before, or damn, that looks pretty good. I'd always be like, yeah, it does. It does look pretty good. Because I knew that they were trying to get me to fucking barter with them. And it's like, dude, I only have so much of this. I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. Did you guys ever bring like soup in a thermos to school?
Yeah, never worked. I always had a cheap thermos.
Really?
in elementary school.
Yeah, I had it explode a couple times. Leak.
Mine would,
Like, it was just...
mine would just be disgusting. It was lukewarm. It was like, yeah,
Cold
You
as
can't
shit.
microwave that steel shit
Right.
either. Like,
Maybe I had just some good fortune, or I was just a fucking savage and I didn't care that it was lukewarm. But one of my favorite treats was like occasionally my parents would pack a ramen in one of those thermoses.
ooh,
Dude, that was on a Friday after
that's
gym
game
class.
changing.
You're fucking sweating your nuts off, and nothing hits like a chicken ramen
That's
out of a
fire.
thermos.
That's fire. I might have a ramen tonight.
Can't go wrong.
Like adult, like we have like, you know, adult ramens, you know, like
Yeah.
from the Korean grocery store, you know, not like the cup noodles or anything. But
Are you near an H Mart?
I'm near. So H Mart is in. It's near my in-laws' place in Long Island. There's like two of them.
Wait, they go all the way out there?
Here. Yeah, we have
Damn.
one called. We have one nearby, like on my like 2 blocks down, called NY Mart, like New York Mart,
Okay.
and it's really dope Korean grocery store. They just have all the fire snacks, like fire ramens.
I was almost gonna send you a picture before this show started because I had have you had those shrimp flavored crackers that look like French
Oh,
fries?
they're the best. They're
Yeah.
the best. They
Yeah,
have sweet and spicy flavored ones now. Like there's just, it's unbelievable. They're my favorite. Like I guess like Asian store snack.
Big time. Either those or like the fruit jellies that come in like the shot size
Mhm.
plastic cups. Fire.
Yeah.
Hey, not to interrupt, but actually, I gotta go. My dog murder me if I don't feed him within the next couple of minutes. But, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Hopefully next time Dan is able to join us. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is my second time on the Morse Code podcast. I'm 0 for 2 on Dan being here. Is he ducking me? Like, does he not like me? What's up? Like, does he just?
We don't even know if he really exists, or at least you don't.
I honestly could not say. I just see some videos on social media here and there. Like those could be deep fakes for all I know.
Yeah, that it's just CGI.
Yeah, man.
I just
Tupac
pulled
did
up
Coachella. Dan Morse could be a figment of all of our imaginations. A creation of big Cold River vodka.
I just pulled up a generic like create a player and then threw on some, threw on a hat. I made him about 6'2". But yeah, dude. Trying to think if there's anything I forgot.
Let me see. I could take a daisy at the.
Oh, there is one.
Yeah.
Whose downfall are we preying on the most in 2022? Sparked by boy, tall black guy. Dude, he went super viral with that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Really tight. Yeah, he deserves it. He's been putting up. He's been in the gym, tweeting, like posting hard. Like posting like it's a game 7 of the finals every time he posts. And it's just gonna pay off. And that was a good one.
He's in there working with Olajuwon in the summers too.
Mm-hmm. He goes to Minnesota, gets up with Olajuwon. It's him, Kobe, all the greats. Shaq went up there one time and they didn't have as much fun. Shaq was just trying to go to party. And famous partier Hakeem Olajuwon. But I'm trying to think, like, who's down. I just like I want the downfall of like the like anti-vaxxer conspiracy theorists as a group, but not in the sense that I want like people to die. I want like I don't know, like something to spark in all of them to be like, no, we're being fucking stupid. Like people show some like it's less of praying for a downfall and praying for like people to show some humility, which would just be that's impossible. Now that I think of it,
It sounds like
I'm
a
praying
cool
for Aaron
concept.
I'm praying. I'm praying for Aaron Rodgers' downfall.
Okay,
Prayers all the way down for Aaron Rodgers.
that's fair, especially how we started the show, and I think that's a proper way to end the
Yeah.
show. I can understand that. It sucks because I said this to Dan, and I think I tweeted this before. Because of all his like anti-vax shit, I started watching a bunch of his press conferences, like dating back to the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you ignore how fucking stupid he is in relation to that, I'm like, damn, he's such an interesting football mind to listen to from a quarterback position.
I used to really, really, really like and respect him. One of my best friends is like a fourth generation Packers fan, and I
/ owner.
just like used to have / owner. And I used to like I enjoy watching him. I used to really enjoy watching him play football, and I always thought he was a pretty interesting interview. Like cool guy to like listen to, right? Like interesting things to say, different perspective, but he's just like gone to the point where he's just one of those like semi-smart guys that thinks that they're the smartest person and that they're beyond reproach and have no humility in the fact that they might not have a PhD in virology.
I think, yeah. It sucks because like some of the interviews, one of his like one of the reasons why I find him interesting to listen to football wise is because he has a crazy memory where he'll recall specific plays from like 2010 and be able to tell you to the detail what route was run, who was defending it, what kind of package was the defense in. And I'm like, damn, that's fucking sick. But then, did you hear that viral thing where he said something like with Pat McAfee? He's like, if you can't question science, then it's not science anymore. It's propaganda. Like his drop the mic moment.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the people who supported him were like, yeah, that like way to fucking tell him, Aaron. And then half an hour later, everyone was like, okay, that's been a meme for like years now. That's not you didn't come up with that yourself, and it's false anyways, even if you did.
Yeah.
So it's just you're like an idiot.
These people have a fundamental misunderstanding about science and medicine in general. Like it is like a really large evil industry. Like it should be free, period. But at the end of the day, it is our best understanding about how the human body works and how to treat things. And the like these weirdo like holistic things that people are coming up with are not new. People have been using them and they didn't work, which is why we have like there's some things that work. Like the general concept of like eating more dark leafy greens, drinking water, exercising, stretching, and getting good sleep. Like that's good. That's what doctors tell you to do. You know, like it's not like, oh, the doctors are just trying to like get me on so like some look. There's some bad actors everywhere. Like bad, like for the most part, like doctors are telling you to do like these basic things that you're like claiming are these like revelation grifter like holistic programs. It's like, yeah, you should be doing this, but when your body doesn't work for some things, you have to go to a fucking doctor.
Yeah. I saw a pretty funny analogy where it said people like Aaron Rodgers who say that, you know, one of his biggest things is why is America so focused on vaccines when we should be stressing the things that you just said, proper sleep, proper exercise, proper diet, nutrition. And it's like comparing it to a house that's on fire and saying, well, people should be more focused on buying smoke detectors than instead of calling the fire department. And it's like, yeah, there's a one's the generic advice, but then in state of emergency, we kind of have to use more urgent solutions. And the fact that we can only go off of what we know. And with all this stuff being new, of course, information and recommendations and protocols are going to change. Obviously, the last couple changes have been a little more controversial with like the protocols or quarantine going from 10 to 5 days, whatever. But yeah, it's like, dude, I don't think people are out to get me. I think we're all in the same spot. So yeah, and anyone who decries cancel culture,
immediately wrong. Just like immediate, like big Cappy, like big Mario Odyssey second player character, big Cappy, and
many caps,
so many caps. It's just, and it's like, oh, we should be focusing on this other thing. It's like, we are. Every fucking doctor tells you to do these things. Every single one.
No one has said stop doing those things.
Yeah, go do those things. Yes. Have more salads, eat less processed foods, like drink water, exercise, and get good sleep. Yes. But if you have a history of hypertension and you have hypertension, you need to go to the doctor before you have a fucking heart attack. Eating your like meat diet, paleo motherfucker, like. And the other thing about like ketosis, like keto diet, like that, your body shouldn't be in ketosis for a long period of time. Like it's very, like, ketones are bad for your brain. They're like very bad for your brain. You don't want that shit in your system for a long, like, it's a lot, like, there's shit that's like well settled, and then there's shit that is like piggybacking off well settled shit and trying to repackage it as this novel. And that's what a lot of these health gurus are doing. And I hate them. I hate them so much.
Couldn't agree more. And
get vaxxed, get boosted. When the fourth shot comes out, I'm gonna be the first in line. I'm gonna wait outside like a sneaker drop. And at 10.
Yeah. I just got my booster about a week ago. It had me in hell for a day, but I'm fine.
The booster's a tough one. But COVID's tougher. So fuck them.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, if you're vaccine boosted and you get Omicron, it's fine. It's just mild symptoms. Like, I don't want it. I don't want it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. If I could just not catch it, that would be great. If you guys like just.
Yeah, I always think it's funny when people downplay the flu because obviously, the mortality rate of the flu is, pretty minimal. But when you get it, it's not fucking fun. It's awful. I don't get why people use that as a crutch.
And I think a lot of people don't understand when it is exactly that they have the flu. People just like will call any little, like, oh, I have a fever and I'm tired. Like, oh, it's the flu. It could be anything else. When you have the flu, you get fucked up. Like, it's not a good time. And there's like, oh, it's a mild flu-like symptoms. Mild flu-like symptoms suck. Those are bad. Like, you don't go to work if you can afford it if you have mild flu-like symptoms. If 150 million people in America had mild flu-like symptoms at the same time, the empire would collapse. Like, it would just, like, 1 million people died, dog. Like, I don't understand. Like,
they didn't sleep enough.
If they drank more water and exercise more, if they did a couple more vinyasa flows, then they probably could have beat it. But go fuck yourselves. It's just selfish.
Not enough Warrior 3 poses in there.
If you just did more sun salutations and rubbed this goji berry on your temples, like you would have been A-okay.
Oh, wait, I wasn't gonna say one, but I have a prayers down. Prayers down for Shailene Woodley, his fucking dumbass girlfriend, fiance. Because I used to like her because I watched big time prayers down for anyone who's not watching the video. I watched Big Little Lies. I don't know if you watch that show.
No.
Any chance? Okay.
No.
It was a good show, but regardless, I thought she was a played a good role and she's a good actress. But then when I saw the stuff about not only her, if anyone doesn't know the story, they're engaged. And she's supposedly been a big proponent of all this basically voodoo shit, eating clay, all this holistic stuff that is a very thick line between being holistic and being fucking crazy. And she is on the crazy side. And not only does she believe that stuff, but remember when the story came out about, oh, look at Aaron Rodgers out and about getting coffee and like,
she just was like told everyone that this guy was this like broke ass little dick loser. It was just like, good God.
I was like, where the fuck
good
is that?
God.
Like, why did you have to take that guy down? And also,
what did he do? This guy was catching the strayest of strays. Like, he didn't do anything. Just getting coffee.
Yeah.
He had his mask on, following all the protocols.
I checked out her Instagram and it was predictably all about saving the planet, saving marine life, being like environmentally conscious, stuff like that, which is fine. But then I'm like, hold on, I feel like maybe not to stereotype you, but someone who is aligned with that sort of thinking would generally be like, I don't know, a kind of a nice, thoughtful person, not someone who would just fucking take down this stranger, call him broke, a little dick. And yeah, I think she like shit on the car that he was driving. She was like, no offense, but Aaron
would never drive this piece of shit car. Brokey, you fucking poor motherfucker. Nice Prius, dickhead. Like, oh my God. What?
I'm like, I thought hippies were like nice people, generally speaking.
She just seems like another one of those like thinks that they're way like they're so intelligent and operate on like a different frequency that they hold the key secrets of the universe that no one else knows. And it's like, look, it's fine if you think that and you have like very serious main character syndrome, but when it starts seriously impacting other people, especially when it's a public health crisis, spreading misinformation, telling people to eat dirt. Like,
to be fair, I tell people to eat dirt all the time, but
I tell people to eat dirt all the time, but it's not me wishing them well.
Right. It's from a vengeful perspective.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we have to develop immunity against diseases. And I was like, then keep burning down the planet and let's release the prehistoric ones and see how you fucking deal with that, bro. Like it's so dumb.
Yeah. Prayers down, Shailene Woodley and Aaron.
Prayers down, Shailene Woodley and Aaron Rodgers.
And yeah.
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Go Pats. Go Bucks. I know you don't want to say go Bucks, but that's fine. And
I hope the Pats do well. Like, I like to see my friends happy, even if they are happy because of a reason I think is immoral and dumb. I like to see them happy. I got landlord friends, bro. Like, I'm glad they're happy, but I think what they do is immoral. So, it can be both things.
Oh, hold on. Actually, final question for me. Mm-hmm. You're a native New Englander, right? Or no?
Yeah. I was born in Bangladesh, but I grew up and lived my whole life in Boston.
So how old were you when you moved here?
3.
Oh, okay. So were you ever a Patriots fan? Or you were always Cowboys? Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
All right. That's episode 151.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes. Thank you, awesome. Sir. Thank you,
yeah.
Cash Fiend and Hurricane. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Hell yeah.